involved in the Facebook banter. Frankly,
too little, too late.
Telling us how well, showing us how well Kathy had run the Great Glen Way when we were in Devon is a little bit late. The other awards, really, frankly, there's a few that amongst my obviously my teammates, both Chris, Ian, and Steve. Thank you. Really, many thanks to them, frankly, for being very good-humoured and being great sort of companions.
Didn't they lose you for a while?
They did. They weren't necessarily the best map readers. But they certainly didn't acquire the title, the award of the best navigational team, which were definitely Team A.
No way! That's a load of rubbish. Team D were the best for miles.
The marathon awards really, frankly, have to go to Ingrid and David, who having spent the rest of this year not only doing multiple marathons, double marathons,
comrades,
decided that they'd heading off to Canada, and they decided just to finish it off with just a little tour of the UK. There are a few people I really have to thank, and first and foremost, that has to be, as much as Alan might be upset with me for this, has to be for Evan, because Evan really has done an absolutely fantastic job in years.
I don't know how that looks.
He is the best graphic designer in the whole of the UK. And to prove it, we have been the length and breadth of the UK, and we haven't found anyone better. But he's been absolutely fantastic on, whether it's our flyers, our posters, our website. What a lot of you didn't realise is in the last 2 weeks before we started, Evan was emailing like every half hour or so, whether it was to do with the website, the flyer, the posters, and I understand now why Evan lives on Red Bull. The other people I want to thank is Lucille, my sister, who sort of helped sort out tonight. She also was instrumental in getting us sorted out in Inverness, the Little Italy option that we chose out there. Good choice. Also, Ian.
Karaoke for everyone, please.
Also, Ian, who was instrumental in getting the shirts together. Evan designed the shirts, but Ian made sure that everyone received all of those. The few things that I've learned from this week. Well, one of the things that I learned from when I was here last time, 7 years ago, I made the route that time, and it was actually broadly a similar route that we did this time, obviously without the off-road bits because we were on bikes. But one of my biggest mistakes that I really was most concerned about this time was last time I finished at 6 o'clock in the evening. We had absolutely nothing arranged in Cornwall. It was the middle of the summer, and for those of you who don't know, summer's reasonably busy here. So we turned up 6 o'clock, absolutely ecstatic, that we'd arrived in Land's End. Spent an hour and a half, fortunately not paying for the £10 photos. The downside to that, of course, was that 7:30, 8 o'clock when we actually left Land's End, we thought, well, let's just go and celebrate, somewhere. Hearts and Ives is where we went to. And of course, we found absolutely nowhere that could take 4 of us. So we headed off from there. We looked at about 3 or 4 other options before deciding, actually, let's just can all of that, go back camping up in Red Roof, and I think we had chunky chicken and rice. this time I said, right, Lucy, sort it out properly. I'll make sure we get there at 12 o'clock so that we've got plenty of time. Even if we're 3 hours late, we're not going to miss a decent party on Saturday.
Yay, party!
But obviously, one of the the big reasons for us being here, apart from obviously it being the 30th anniversary of the Stragglers and it being a second Straggler joggle attempt, we've done a fantastic job in raising around £10,000 for Macmillan and National. Obviously, when I sent this out first off in around August last year, one of the first respondents to me, who was the most excited person about getting involved in Joggle, having recently done the Welsh Castles relay, was Louise. And had I not have had a really enthusiastic response early on to a somewhat hopeful, I don't know, I mean, request to whether or not there was sufficient interest within the Stragglers to do a joggle attempt, this simply wouldn't have happened. And Louise was absolutely the first person that, I think within about 5 hours of me posting it, she was like, I'm there! Come on! I've just done the Welsh Castles relay, I have to do the joggle attempt.
Instrumental.
So Louise, and unfortunately Louise couldn't actually run with us, but she was very much there with us in spirit, and we were sort of thinking of you. You were with us all the way.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're our fan club from the very first second. That's
yeah, there's not really much more I've got to say now, but obviously we hopefully have a really fantastic evening this evening. Nigel's obviously done it, second time.
Yay!
If in 15, 16 years time, any of you fancy it, then hopefully someone else will take on the mantle. But yeah, no, thank you very much indeed, all of you, for your enthusiasm, your support, just your willingness to run at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. It's been, it's really not been difficult to manage. It's not been difficult to prepare a route that, frankly, I know that I've got 19 other people who will work all they can to do the route that basically I've put down for them, and they'll happily run at 2 o'clock through a canal in Merseyside.
Yeah, I did that.
So I just want to finish out with a thank you to Ruth and for giving up her time.
Yeah, well done.
I'm sure she's glad that it's over. Thank you again, James. You must be very proud of him. He's done a fantastic job here. So thank you very much, James.
Yay!